Welcome to another video. My name is Vanessa Simpkins from Take Your Power Back Now, and today I want to discuss with you kind of like a new form of client attraction, of like awakened business building. And it's not about a funnel, it's not about Facebook ads, not about a sales attraction system, okay? Not about any of those things. It's about seeing all parts of yourself. We're going to talk about shadow work here for a minute. And why it's so important, especially in today's enlightened, awakened age, because here's what I've discovered. To the extent that we're unwilling to see, to the extent that we abandon, ignore, judge, deny, or persecute parts of ourselves that we don't like. Oh, the lazy part of ourselves. Oh, you know, that part's not the good girl part. I can't show that part to people. What will they think? Oh my God. Yeah. The shadow aspects of ourselves, the wounded aspects, the aspects that we experienced trauma. I mean, trauma wasn't even a word before the pandemic. How many people really knew about trauma? It's like a buzzword now. Everybody knows, oh, trauma. You talk to people at the skating rink here in Mount Shasta, they can say trauma. Oh yeah. You know, it's a buzzword. Nobody knew what it was before the pandemic. Why is that? To the extent that you don't see that part of you with kindness, care, grace, and compassion, is to the extent that it stays in the dark. And think about this. If you spent 25, 40 years, 10 years, 15 years putting your feet up and holding that back so no one sees that part of you, my God, don't let it out. How much energy is locked up in there? In that, okay? Here's what I've discovered about healing trauma. You unleash nuclear levels of creative energy from your subconscious when you can turn and give love and compassion instead of judge it, deny. No, it's not there? What are you talking about? That's not there. I'm gonna go smoke over here, have a drink, shop online, gamble, enter addictions. Oh, right. So we don't have to feel. I'm gonna keep that over there. Whoa. Hey. When that's not there, when that pushing away, shaming, and when that energy is no longer there, you have access to it now. And let me tell you what, there are days when I would dance around my kitchen in such the amount of energy that would curse through my body. I couldn't even take a minute, 5 seconds to hit record on a video camera like this. I thought the roof was going to blow off my house. It was incredible. Nuclear. I was like, what, is everyone going through this? What's going on here? What is this? But they don't teach you these, I don't know why they don't teach these skills to people in schools, to children, you know. Well, how does this relate to client attraction, Vanessa? You know, if you're complaining about not being seen or not being respected or not being honored or not being cherished or not being loved or not being nourished or not being paid what you're worth or fill in the blank, it's because there's a part of you that is not doing that for you. And so then we project it outside of ourselves and other people so that we can see ourselves, because there's nobody else out there. Ain't nobody else out there but you. Ain't nobody else out there but you seeing you all day long. That's awakening. It's radical. Awakening is pulling back your projections and saying, okay, and it's the light and the dark. It goes both ways. People can project their greatness onto you as well. Radical. And so I love doing this work with people, men and women, not just women, of showing them tools to identify and to love those abandoned, persecuted, denied, judged, and what's the fifth one? There's 5. I call these the 5 sacred wounds of love. Abandonment, denial, judgment, persecution. I forgot the last one. Forgive me. I'll drop it here in the description below. There's another one. There's 5. It'll come to me. And if it doesn't, I'll drop it here below. But to identify those areas within the self, and it's tricky, right? It's very tricky to see these on your own, because these are parts you don't want to see with consciousness. Because the key to transformation, okay, my name is Vanessa Carolyn Simpkins, but it may as well be Vanessa Transformation Growth Expansion Simpkins, okay? I love to grow things. I am obsessed with growth and expansion and transformation. And true transformation really only happens when you bring the unconscious conscious, and then you can make a new decision about it. It can't hide anymore. But this is tricky. This is very tricky. Most people don't wake up one day and they're like, I think I'm going to awaken today because there's nothing good to watch on Netflix. No, that's not how it happens. Okay, that's not how it happens. Usually something catastrophic happens, a health crisis, chronic pain. For me, it was my neck blowing out 5 years in a row, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. Those were the years where my neck would blow out. And what I mean by blow out, my neck it almost felt like somebody was playing puppet strings. And I could walk at 90-degree angle. I could lie down flat, or I could pop ibuprofen every couple of hours just to make it through my day. And that happened for 5 years in a row. And it prevented me from doing all the things that I'd love to do to feel good about myself. And so trauma literally came and forced me to pay attention. And surrender. And heal and deal. And I'm so grateful. But I had no idea. So our bodies are these, I call it like the goddess gateway. Our bodies are these temples that really inform us. Whatever is, the throat is about creative self-expression. That's the throat. Being stifled. And each body part has a different, thing to say, depending on if there's pain or, and I'm a really big proponent on natural healing therapies, I was talking with my mother about this the other day. I am so grateful for her. I don't know anybody who would take their 6-year-old daughter to a transcendental meditation clinic at 6 years old, but my mother took me to one, and they gave me a mantra, and she used to take me to acupuncturists when I was a kid, and she would never let anybody in the household eat like a French fry from a fucking bag. Okay, are you kidding me? You're trying to kill me? Like, everything was grown in her garden. I'm so grateful for these incredible natural healing, natural living principles. Not everybody had that growing up. Now, I can also talk to you about the shadow side of my crazy family, of, the addiction and alcoholism and hoarding and mental illness, and you got two sides here. But our bodies really give us so much information. And so that's kind of a little mini story about how I got into doing shadow work and trauma, and really unleashing out of this world nuclear levels of creative energy, finding real inner peace, real inner freedom, the freedom to express myself, whether people like it or not. I don't give a fuck. I like it. I like me. I love me. And so when we're talking about like enlightened marketing and client attraction, it's that external stuff of the funnels and like the mental constructs of like how this whole process and system is going to work, and none of that matters until you've got this really right, solid foundation within yourself to see and love all parts of yourself. In human design, I'm a 4-1. The 1 is about helping people create a solid foundation. And it's actually motivated by insecurity. It's the researcher. We're going to research everything. What's this? Why? How does this work? How does this work? And I got a Gemini moon, which is all about like, why? It wants to gas, air, talk, teach. It wants to understand so we can teach other people what? How to know themselves so they can love themselves. Solid foundation. Wholeness. Wholeness. A lot of my work, people come to me or are attracted to me, and every time I do a human design or astrology reading, I'm like, oh, look at that! Look at this! Of course, that's why they're attracted to me. They have this gate, they just have it in a different place. Oh, I play this game with myself. I like to talk to people, and I'm like, I bet you they're one of these. I bet you they're a generator or a projector, or I bet you they're one of these. And I'm usually right, but blow myself away. It's just fascinating. You can look into so many things, like it's so deep, it's so rich. I play these games with myself. I'm interested in that. And sharing that wisdom with people. It's truly one of the tools to love people in their individual essence. Everyone's beautiful in a unique way. No one's better than the other person. There's nobody better out there than the other person. Okay? It's just, can you really be who you are? And so until you're aware of those parts of ourselves, you could have locked, repressed energy. Or, you're following somebody else's program or the way of behaving, or, the guru says that I have to meditate every day like this. I have to write out my affirmations 50 times. Now, are you an external or internal, what's your learning, your manifesting, your environment, your digestion? Like, it's different for everybody. And the wildest part about this, when I look into like astrology or human design or typology or these various things, the truth is the truth. How you get there, there's many roads to Rome. Who cares? As long as you get there. It's all God anyways. God's going to get your attention. So, point of this video is to really become whole. And we do that when you do that, when you can do that, then other people can see all of you as well, and your relationships become very deep. I mean, what's business? Business is all about relationships, right? So, if this is something that interests you, I'm going to invite you to check out some of the links here below this video. If you're interested in, looking at shadow work, looking at human design, looking at various ways you can find more kindness, care, grace, and compassion for all the parts of yourself, moving from a place of wholeness, owning your projections, creating a deeply mystical and fulfilling life with meaning, with more presence, more inner freedom, with more unleashing nuclear levels of creativity. I'm going to just pose this one question for you, okay? What is creativity here to express if it's not the divine? Where in the heck does it come from? And what is it here to express if it's not the divine? And what happens to you when you allow yourself to enter into that frequency of creativity? I'll tell you what happens to me. It's radical. And it's not a mental thing. It's the opposite of what has been taught. To be productive. You gotta be productive. Unsubscribe. I come back from painting or dancing or tootling around or whatever I'm doing, and lo and behold, people have blown up my phone. The whole world is after me. What the heck just happened? You got into the frequency of the divine. Fascinating. Fascinating. Now, I would have never allowed myself to even entertain that kind of creativity before. I'm sure glad I am now. What about you? If you have enjoyed this video of my ramblings and rants about awakening and healing, and kind of, I don't know, maybe enlighten or awaken business building and how it relates to your shadow work, trauma, healing trauma. If you've enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. Share it with a friend who may need to hear this information. I love you. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Vanessa Simpkins. I'll drop some fun links here below if you want to work with me further. Big hugs.